They might have it over here.
All right. Dig deep in their pockets. We're giving away a bunch of prizes. Show them the prize table.
Well,
All right. Woo-hoo. Anything over there? There is a shirt. Show her that wallet shirt from 160 Biker Check.
Oh, the shirt's over there. We have one female shirt. You don't want something else?
Ryder X.
You're missing the party. Hey, show them over here. We're all live now. That's our Ryder X. Tell them what you think. Leo, tell them what you think.
Hey, Ryder X, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah, we drilled that. It was a good thing. That's like smaller than you are.
All right.
Okay. Good choice. Good choice.
Hey, let's more. Push up. Let it help. So he's got 20 birds in the league, so he's
Looking for number 1, 4. 14.
I was gonna tell you, I have to say, he put me 2 on my right over here. But,
They're on 4 or 5.
No, that's where the
Live.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
Now you know what it's like to be at on live. Sit it down here. You guys can talk for 2 hours. See how that works for you.
I want to hear that.
Well, they edit. Yeah. For a long time, we couldn't even say 165.
really?
Yeah. I kept saying. So we ended up finally saying 165 per chick is a store. Like this fashion show. If you watched the video the other day at the fashion show, they gigged that, and I wrote back and said, why? They won't tell you that. They're over in Pakistan or something like that. Yeah. Different country.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Kansas.
You all from Kansas?
Yep.
Yep. Kansas.
Kansas.
So when are you riding?
Street glide.
Here.
16.
Heritage. Okay.
01 Road King, the second I get it back from the shop.
You pretty good there, or is it out here getting work done?
It's out here getting work done.
What happened to it?
Broke down through a stator out in Custer National Park.
Oh, you're the one somebody was asking about his neighbors? Somebody said something else first?
Yeah, probably. 08 Heritage, 105th anniversary.
It's kind of good, right? Who's like riding on the back?
I'd rather not say.
You know what they say about 2 dudes on a bike?
I try not to listen. That'll violate terms of
The
service.
other half is true.
All right. Tell about your first name.
Chuck,
And what do you ride?
2007 Road Glide,
And where you from?
Columbia, Missouri.
You far away?
Love it out here.
What, 900 miles?
850.
What's first name?
Dave from New Jersey.
Yours? What are you riding?
2011 Street Glide.
All right. And you ride it out?
Yes, it did.
Have a lot of fun?
Absolutely.
What day did you get here?
Well, I landed here Friday.
Okay. How long you stay into the inn?
I'll be here till Thursday.
That's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Right. What's your first name?
Happy. I do not.
You're a rider?
Yeah.
Let me ride it.
And man,
Oh. Where to talk to you?
That's Tony.
Yes. I'll give you a card.
quite a few.
Everybody's first name.
Gunner.
And what do you ride?
I ride a 2013 Road Glide Ultra Touring Edition. I'm from Twin Falls, Idaho.
With him?
I'm not with, well, he's my friend, but I'm
You have
not
your
with
own bike?
I know, no, I ride with my husband,
Oh.
G-Rathson.
Oh. You don't ride on the back of his bike?
I could take her. I think
You guys together?
We're
Yeah.
together.
Okay. So what's your first name?
Trudy.
What's your first name?
Pat,
Where you from?
Arizona.
What's your bike?
Wait on.
Don't have one anymore.
We came to visit them for their
Came to visit
anniversary.
Their
On
anniversary.
their anniversary.
Yeah.
What's your bike out here right
Yeah.
Oh, no, unless
I have not.
you do right now.
Over 10,000.
I'm 999.
Well, they're talking. What's your first name?
Karen,
And who you with?
Gary,
Got your own bike?
Sue,
What do you ride?
anything I can.
First name?
Gary,
What do you ride?
we're representing the Can-Am Spider Group around here.
What's your first name?
Charlie,
And what do you ride?
a Gold Wing,
And where you from?
Pineville, Louisiana.
You weren't out here for the Gold Wing show that they had a couple weeks ago, were you?
No.
Yeah, they had one out at Rapid City.
Yeah, we were kind of getting prepped for this, getting everything
Yeah,
ready.
it's tough to do like that. I think there was a week in between.
Yeah. That's you?
Yep. That's him. Hit the button.
What are we looking at? Naked pictures?
No, what you just did is you filmed me hitting 10,000.
There we go.
He was my 10,000. Done. I know.
I can go back and frame this. Get that minute and save it. Put
Yeah.
a picture of it. So
Yeah.
tell everybody who you are.
G. Rathman.
What do you ride?
2009 electric glide.
And where are you from? What state?
Idaho.
Idaho. First name.
Hi, Bob. I'm John, known as Lifer Dav 33. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I rode a Sportster the first time, this time, up here to Sturgis. Lifer Nav 33 is what I'm called. If you ever see me, comment. But yeah, 14 hours on Monday on a Sportster, 8 hours on Tuesday.
We need to give you an award.
You have to do over 1,000 to get the no, not over 1,000, but to get the what's it called? Iron butt. You have to do 1,000.
Tammy used to have her first bike was a Sportster, 1,200, and she had a tough time just going 250 miles with it.
Oh yeah.
Go to the Vegas. She was wore out time she got there. I just went around town. Sportsters are fun to have around town, but I don't want to go a long trip on this.
Understand.
My first big bike was a 750 Honda, and we lived in Chicago. We rode down to Southern Illinois. It was like 250 miles. Every 50 miles, we had to get off just to get feeling back in our neck.
Oh no. 754.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Great fun bike to ride around. Had a lot of compliments. It was blue. It was an 80. I think it was an 81.
Could have been worse. It could have been a 354.
Yeah. Could have been. Tell us first names.
Bob Costa,
And where you from?
Winona, Minnesota.
What do you ride?
A 2001 Kawasaki Vulcan 800.
First name.
10.
And what do you ride?
I ride a 2014 Harley Davidson Limited Ultra Classic.
Where you from?
Belfair, Washington.
Ride over the train.
My 13th year riding over.
I'm Ray, East Wenatchee, Washington.
What do you ride?
I have a 2018 Honda Goldwing, and after riding several years, I trailered this.
I got an 86. We got
Did you ever fix the second sound on your bike? Okay. You put okay.
We actually had a factory wreck come down.
That first video, like,
Well, it was great because Dad and the mechanic would just go through the speeds and really interacted good with me and stuff. So it made it really interesting and stuff. So we're hoping once we get my shop, we're going to try to do some of that and do some work. We're looking to looking to get some bikes and get them to vets that have PTSD. We've already talked to some vets already. A few dealers interested give me like sports shirts and soft tails, bigger. I don't know if they need minor work. I'm actually, it's been auto mechanic. I've worked on lawnmower engines when I was a kid, but I've never worked on a motorcycle. Everybody I talk to says, you know, if you work on a car, you can work on, which I found out on my Harley, the lifters are actually out of a Chevy. Oh, they said that a lot of Harley parts, you can go down to AutoZone and get parts from. Really? A lot of the parts are common. And so I'm thinking about just getting a couple old motors, just repair the car. It's not like I did with the lawnmower engine when I first started. Kind of get used to seeing how it is. I mean, I got a couple service manuals I pre-ordered coming in. So once I get that, typically by the time we get home, the steel should be up. It took me a year to get my steel out. It took me 1 year from the day I ordered it to get my steel. Welcome to America. But I wanted America. But I got it's a 20-foot garage. I got 14-foot doors, 3 of them, 50 by 60, all are insulated. I'm doing the electric and the water, and then I got somebody else putting a septic tank in. I bought an acre of ground down the street from our house. So that's eventually going to be my studio. I kind of got that from the Monkey Man. It's so easy to stand there with a camera and talk, and you're done. I don't have to. You don't have to edit nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So with me, I got dozens of cameras, different shots. It's a lot of work. Well, if you just stand in front of the camera and talk, it's like it's live. There's nothing for me to do. When I'm done, it's done.
Well, I sure appreciate the videos. Yeah, for years, like, don't come here. Like last year, couldn't come. It was awesome. These videos and this.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. First name?
Holly,
Where you from?
Wisconsin.
Right, but then we got your own bike.
I got my own, but I also ride with you.
So what's your bike?
I have a Heritage Softail.
What year?
100th anniversary. Wisconsin.
What do you ride?
2014 Indian Vintage with a sidecar. Road run out there, red one.
See the purple one. See you looking later.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite tire on your bike?
A little more, yeah.
I had a friend that had a gold wing with it, but he bought the sidecar afterwards, and he used to just tear the hell out of the tires.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
They just do.
They do it some because you're steering it rather than leaning it, so you get a little more wear in the tires.
I have questions about that all the time, and I have people always ask about trailers. Which the trailers you think?
Yeah. We used to do that and it didn't bother the riders either. Yeah.
First name.
I'm Brian,
Where you from?
Minnesota.
What do you ride?
I got a 13 Street Light.
What's the most expensive thing you've done to your bike?
The Legend shocks I just put on.
You front and back?
Yes, sir.
It'll be different.
Oh, yeah.
Strange guy, what's your name?
My name's Neil. I'm from Alaska, Trapper Creek originally.
He is the original Neil. Everybody should know him. If you're even on any of our lives, actually was looking at your comments, you have to know Neil. Oh, we didn't get Beaver. Did you see Beaver?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I was actually expecting a really old guy. Tell everybody what you ride.
I got a 2013 Road Glide Ultra
You rode your bike all the way here, right?
from Wisconsin. From Wisconsin.
Well, we always picture, when we talk to people on chat, we always picture what we think you look like, unless you got a thumbnail with a picture on it. So in our minds, we kind of got different pictures. And some people were shocked about, some people were like, Kawamoto might be on here now. We were thinking like a really young 20-year-old guy. He rides crutch rockets. And he wears a helmet and gloves, and I hear his voice. He's so pumped up. We were expecting like a 20-year-old kid. It was a little older. And I was just like, "You're Kawamoto?" And he's like, "Yeah." You got a lot of energy. Way more than I've got. Now, I'm a lot older than him. He's a lot older than I expected him to be. So when you talk to people, you can picture people. I used to be a work for a utility company. We had dispatchers. We all pictured all these girls. Most of them weighed 300 pounds, 4'5".
Yes, yes, from Australia.
From down under, right?
Yes, from down under. We just arrived. Yeah, we just arrived yesterday. I have to say your channel's been so informative, very helpful to us. And we've got so much planned. We pick up our bike on Wednesday. The first ride we're going to do is Badlands, and there's so much more. And that's
How long
just
are you here in the States?
we're here for about 2 weeks. So from here we're going to go to
He was from the Middle East. He knows a lot.
yeah. It
Yeah, so
depends.
longer.
Yeah, it depends how much sleep. Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
Easier to just ask them. Had no idea. We've never gone. We've been to Canada and Mexico, but we've never been any farther.
Yeah.
They brought me a little koala bear. She probably doesn't even know it, but I collect stuffed animals, so I do. I've got a whole bunch. Yeah? So this is cute. I don't have a koala bear.
No, he's up over there. From Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We've been Pan American, 2022 Pan American. Yeah, really.
How's it handling the turns?
Really nice.
Do you still have the factory tires, the highway, or did you get the knobbies?
No, factory tires. Yeah, we're not going to do a lot of that.
I want to take one, which hopefully this week will get a chance. I want to take it, and they let you ride all the different towns now.
Yeah.
I want to take it down those curvy roads and see how it does. I've got to ride it, down to Panama City, stuff like that, but I never really get to take it out and have it.
We rode it about 60 miles on the back roads, on the gravel
good?
roads. Yeah. And then coming on the highway just as well. No problem.
So I want to really take it out and do a little test on it. A little more than just the little ride, which is nice here because the corporation puts you out and they just let you ride. Where it's not, where it's a guided tour and all that. Myrtle Beach, they let you go down this one by yourself, but it was all flat.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really I got it up,
Yeah, I think the fastest we were is about 110. It's coming down 90. Then the wife said, let's go a little.
Usually I'm at the point of that's too fast for me now. When I was a kid, I could do all that. But
Oh, yeah.
I just see myself sliding down the highway.
But we've been following you for a long time. You got us through the pandemic.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And thank you for watching.
And we're from Pinch Road, so when you see Mike
Okay.
from Pinch Road, that's
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Get one of your stickers from
Okay.
my dad.
All right.
Hey, Bob.
What's your first name?
Phil,
And where you from?
Augusta, Georgia.
And what kind of bike you got?
2019 Street Light Special.
What's the last expensive thing you've done to it?
The last expensive thing, it was pretty much, I don't know, I've done like mirrors, I've done grips, I've done the whole fuel
Not
cover.
even one big thing.
No,
Maybe
not
like
major.
a
It was already,
stereo or-
no, not yet, but yeah. Came pretty set how I'm sorry, I did a KST van. Beautiful handlebars, yeah. Yeah, that was it. But,
I'm getting ready to get me some handlebars. First name.
Jonathan,
Where you from?
Vancouver, Washington,
And what do you ride?
and 2000 Deuce.
What's the most exciting thing you've done since you've been in Sturgis?
I really enjoyed Needles. I loved it. I was turn around and go back up there again.
What do you ride?
Yeah, it was a great
What
ride.
date you go?
I went early. I didn't wait for the weekend. I went Friday. I think it was Friday.
So it wasn't too crowded. You were able to get out there and have a little fun with it.
Oh yeah. We were.
I would tell you
and
stay away from the weekends.
I had a good pack. We're all and we were playing a little bit, and it was good times. Good times.
I thank you.
Thank you.
What's your first name?
James.
You guys together?
Yep.
What's your first name? And where are you from?
Lafayette, Louisiana.
And what do you ride?
2020 Heritage.
What's the best ride you've had since you've been here?
We just got off that Spearfish Canyon. You recommend it. Loved it.
Sounds like you.
060.
So over here, we got extra large shirts, the Sturgis ones, the Tonia ones. These are the cups that you can drink on Main Street with. Got challenge coins, got our hats, got poster, water bottles. These are crab bags from the Buffalo Chip. And all right.
064.
I have one too. So.
The shirts are all extra large, and these are grab bags from Buffalo Chips, got miscellaneous stuff in it. The tumblers, the fun coins, those are the truck cups. You can make.
Oh, okay.
Take one item and you can have it.
Try another one. I'll try to mix them up a little better. I thought I shook it out. 64. 064.
64.
All right. Maybe I should put my glasses on.
Maybe you should.
Hey, Twin Cam, how's that cigar?
What color does she have today?
They mad.
That's hard, Jesse. Somebody asked that question, how many pairs of sunglasses does she own and glasses? How many pairs of glasses do you own?
Maybe 30. All of them. I don't know.
How many shoes did you used to have? Oh, let's don't even go there. She wouldn't have 200 pairs of shoes. Now, my specialty is Harley shirts. I probably have 300 or 400 Harley shirts.
500.
Yeah. Oh, we need to wear sleeveless shirts like the Arizona. All my shirts, but I also have large and extra large. Fluctuating size. Can't get rid of the large.
030.
I got a small. I need a extra large. I grabbed the small one.
There should be an extra large in there. Oh, I guess we did get it. I guess we did get it. Oh, I guess we did. So there's oh, I forgot to say that. Some of these shirts we forgot we did pick up a couple smalls.
There's only one small, I think a couple medium, and one 2X.
I think we're all extra large. All right.
I think the Laconia ones are all extra.
We got goodie bags from Buffalo Chip. We got shirts, small, medium, and large. We got hot sauce. There's a large in there.
Harley tumbler cups.
I think they took them out of the box. Should be probably. All right, start building the ground.
He left the bike.
Right.
Hey, Bob.
What's your first name?
Ray,
What's your first name?
Karen.
Where you guys from?
Alabama.
And what kind of bike you got?
I have a 18 Ultra Limited.
What's the favorite thing you've done so far in Sturgis?
Just
Just
getting
got
here.
here.
Got here?
Yesterday.
What's the one thing you're thinking about doing? What's been on the bucket list of getting here? You just got to do before you go home.
We've been here several times, so it's not like anything's new. But you know, we're gonna try Boar's Nest Burger. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
People say that's good. We didn't try one there yet, but go there and let me know if it was good.
Yeah.
We went there and somebody recommended, the waitress actually recommended the guy a pizza.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that's why we don't know if the hamburger is better or the pizza's better. So we
Yeah.
got to find somebody to tell us. Sounds
Good
like
deal.
fun. First name.
Greg,
And where you from?
Mechanicville, New York,
And where do you ride?
2017 Harley Tri-Glide.
And what's the last thing you've done to your bike, money-wise?
Yesterday I got a new Saddleman seat and a backrest for the tour packet up at exit 55.
How's that? Is it comfortable now?
A lot better than what I had.
You really glad?
Yes, I am.
All right.
It's worth the money.
Yep, Settleman's a good seat.
Yep.
Are you guys together? Or are you
Yeah,
separate?
we're together.
All right. So go with you first. What's your first name?
Sandy, Mrs. Cracker.
Oh, yeah. I should have knew that, but I'm bad about keeping track of stuff. So your first name?
Billy,
And where you guys from?
Jersey.
And what do you guys ride?
I have a 650 Suzuki Savage in the shop getting the clutch fixed.
Oh, we'll give a little plug. Who you having fix it?
Heavy Eddie?
Heavy Ed.
Yep, he's from Midwest Choppers. He's motorcycle. He's actually from Daytona. You know, one of the stories about him is he's been renting motorcycles here for 24 years in
Wow.
Sturgis. He was the first person ever to rent Harley Davidson in the United States.
His wife was the one that signed us in, but yeah, we dropped it off. He said, drop it off here. And that might get it
Might
tomorrow.
Have you met him?
No.
No.
Wait till you got to talk to him.
Yeah.
He looks like a rocker.
They have people working for him. 'Cause I talked
Yeah,
to
he's got a
somebody
guy. He's got a mechanic in the back.
Yeah, there's a mechanic. And he's like, bring it in. I'll get it probably tomorrow. He knew it. He said I can fix it. I know what it is.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
it's which is not. They usually, because this rally was kind of weird, so they didn't bring a lot of staff. Usually they bring a tow truck and everything, and they work 24-hour
There looked
days.
like a lot of people in Sturgis.
And
We were down there last night.
oh yeah, he's been here forever. And we met him in Daytona, and then when he told me that, I'm like, it is. I've always seen him there renting bikes. I didn't know who it was. I thought it was like E.T. Rider or something.
This is the bike I threatened my Suzuki that I'm going to buy.
Oh,
So
She
I
broke down
pulled
yesterday.
it.
A Harley Davidson
I
broke down a
pulled it
Harley
by the
Davidson.
handlebar and I said, if you don't start working, I'm replacing you.
leave it here. And
Well, we broke down at the rally at 55 coming out. She pushed it across the highway and closed
Over
it
to the
down. She
pilot?
said it's not, the clutch not working. I
Right.
closed it down in a gas station. I couldn't fix it.
I let the clutch all the way out and it didn't respond.
So then I went back.
I got hydraulic or cable.
It's cable. But I took it off. There's something inside. Otherwise, I could
I know the hydraulics have issues with it.
I had to go into the pilot station, wherever is there, spend $30 on a wrench and a pair of vice grips just to get unhook the clutch. Yeah.
But as far as learning how to ride, I got my license in
She's
June.
got a license.
It's the perfect
We were supposed to
size
catch up with
bike
you.
to learn on, but I already outgrew it.
It doesn't take long.
Right.
Pam rode her 1200 for a long time. She really liked it, and she drives back and forth to work. In California, you got what's happening. And but ended up having her bike was she put about 12,000 miles on it. We bought it. It was a Marine. It was shipped overseas. Really good shape. And she rode it and started leaking some oil around 50,000 miles. And I'm like, we can either have the motor gone through or you get a new bike. She's like, I'll get a new bike.
Yeah.
So then we went and looked at what's that stupid bike that Harley made for a while? Side. Can't think what that was called. And they quit making it. It was the one where you drove down the road and saddlebags the lids to it all the time. I can't think of that bike. We were gonna go buy one of those. And so with the dealer, there was like a dozen of them used sitting there. And I'm like, okay. So I asked salesman, I'm like, what's going on? They said, well, you know, there's some issue with this bike. Harley's not gonna make it anymore. Well, they had a Fat Boy Low sitting there, 2012. So she sat on that and she's like, oh, I really like this.
Yeah, she sat on it.
And, but it's hard.
Drove it
I thought I was coming back and she'd be sitting on a new Harley.
So but she really likes that, and we're gonna try maybe Thursday or Friday this week, see if we can go around ride some bikes. And I want to take the Pan American because now with the Harley, you can go out here to you can take a bike from here and ride to Spearfish, and then then take another bike and ride to Deadwood, so you can get back there and
We're
ride.
in Deadwood. We saw that they got a
Yeah, so you can get a truck there and ride a bike to Spearfish. And then if you want, you can go back, or you can come on in here and pick up a bike and then go back home.
We expect to go to Ham Jam with you on.
Okay, on Wednesday?
Yeah, either she could be a passenger on my bike, or hopefully we have hers back.
Yeah, that's a good ride. It's a little twisty right before you go in the Hewlett. No jackknives or switchbacks or nothing like that. But it's a nice ride. Nemo.
That's how we got over here. Nemo and Knocker.
Yeah. Some of those. That's why I said here. Every road's a good road. We've cutting through subdivision with 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. If it wasn't for the speed bumps, I'm like, holy crap! I get 35 between the speed bumps.
On one of your lives, I told Ryder X, the ride to get to the rides is a ride.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said people don't, just like here, just going to Deadwood is a nice ride. Yeah. And that's why I said there's not any really, and see, Ryder X has never been here.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we don't know.
So have so much fun.
We came here last year for the first time. We didn't have a bike with us. It was an accidental trip during the Sturgis rally. It was a last-minute trip, too.
Did you know the rally was going on?
When she wrote her thing on the calendar, it was 3 weeks before the rally. I said, we got to find a place to stay because it's going to be busy. So we ended up in a campground in Deadwood. And we like it. We're there again. They called me January 3rd. We got back home. She goes, I want to ride. So I found her a cheap motor, the Suzuki. I rebuilt the carburetor. What's wrong with it? $1,600. It was a good starter bike. But then it broke down.
I mean, it's good. It's better than it did here than being out baby out.
I said that. But I grew up on a dirt bike. She never rode a bike before that.
Tam was like that too. She never always was a passenger. What started her was we belonged to a Harley group in Corona, California, and which was funny. We had more women ride than we did guys. Most of the guys sat home and watched sports.
Yeah.
We had more girls ride on thing. So one of the girls at the Christmas party won a Rider Edge course. So they kept hounding her. And she's like, no big deal. I'm riding her. And because she didn't think she has trouble remembering stuff. Yeah. And she didn't think she could do it all. So she rode a bike in a parking lot. I let her ride once. And other than that, I never really let her ride her own bike. And so she finally said, okay, I'll take the class. Actually, she was better than me. She'd lean that bike all the way over. Now it got to be, she slid a few times, then she quit that. But she'd be way ahead of me. Plus they learned on Buells. That's when they still had Buells and Harley. And so that's what they taught them on. So they were small, light bikes. Yeah. And she wasn't afraid because she'd been on a bike. She knew how to lean and everything. Yeah. So people will follow us. And that's what they'll say. Wow, you guys are really good when you ride. And I'm like, why is that? They said, when you lean, she leans. I said, she's leaning with the bike. That's what I tell her. Don't lean with me. You lean with the bike. Yeah. When the bike leans, you lean. Because you get so many people that ride on the back, and they're always leaning the opposite way because they're afraid they're going to.
One of the problems I had is I grew up on a dirt bike, so I got my motorcycle license right after my driver's license. I never really. My dad didn't put me on a bike and say, "Here, son, how to do it. Get on it and just." So I
started with mini bikes. When I was 14, my dad bought my first motorcycle, and he was foolish because it was a 74 Honda XL100, and it was an off-road bike. Yeah. He put plates on. On the trails and out in the street only. Yeah, but that bike was never really. I probably didn't ride 100 miles on the trails. I probably rode 5,000 on the street. 14 years old, just zipping around.
Oh, by the way,
in Illinois.
I'm riding an 08 Softail Custom.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you buy?
What's that?
You buying it from the Harley up here?
No, that's what we trailered out here. I got that bike, but she's a passenger right now on it. Really, it's a half-ass bagger because I put so many things to carry stuff. There's nowhere.
But you know what? I love all of your.
Yeah, you
all
did.
of your restaurants, all of your
We came out here last year. We watched like every video. We came out as like we got. That's why everywhere we went.
I mean, if you want to know something about the area and what to do, when to do it,
that's what we try to do.
We were in Laconia when you were up there, but we didn't. We were
Laconia was built up because we've never been there.
Yeah.
And I wasn't overly impressed.
I want to say I know somebody, Charlie or somebody from out there. I don't know if he's been here, but this is
different. Charlie.
Yeah, this place is different than there.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing compares to this. And with that's what they kept telling me. Oh, Laconia, it's just as good or not better than Sturgis.
I consider myself like a Sturgis snob because I love this. We were at Laconia, and I'm like,
Laconia is very scenic.
Yeah,
a lot of rivers, but it's not very.
If you're gonna ask me what I would rather go to,
oh well, yes,
but the electricity here is different too.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Well, it's because people get along here.
Yes.
And it's part of it is the people live here. We actually say this. Like I said, we didn't realize this till we started channel because we spend 30 to 45 days out here. So we got here June 28th, and we won't leave till about August. 3 days after the rally is probably when we're gonna start heading back home.
We're here next.
So we spend all that time here, and then you start talking to. That's why I said go out and talk to people that live here.
The locals.
We
Yeah,
call this
they're
actually. This is God's country. The people are real.
You know how I explained it to somebody I work with? I said the camaraderie is contagious.
Yeah.
You sit down at any
Sit at a
table,
table
and it's this.
I feel like I've known everybody all my life.
It just seems people are more friendly.
They are.
And it's, they're not uptight about something or that hassle. Now, we don't really hang out in the bars late at night, so I don't know,
But
if
in the
there's any
shop,
trouble
they'll
and
tell you,
stuff.
we appreciate everyone you guys have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Yeah,
Keep coming.
really,
And
yeah.
Sam's always looking for you guys. I just hear, I don't really look at it. If you write on the regular comments on a video, I see those. Those are the ones I answer. All the live stuff,
Well, I work at night, so I only watch the Sunday lives because that's when I'm
Yeah.
home.
Well, normally Sunday's our normal day.
Yeah.
All these other ones during rally, because a lot of people, like Neil, he always got mad.
Yeah, I recognized it was funny.
Why aren't you telling me? Like, it's because it's a spur of a moment. Like here, I didn't know if we were going to do a live from down here. We weren't sure.
Did you do a live? Oh,
You are
Okay.
live.
thank you.
We also
I would have
did
fixed my makeup before I
Topless
get.
Tuesday, and we did a quick live on that because I didn't get a chance to do a video.
Are you
on
doing
it.
that?
The good, the bad. We're just gonna do the beginning of it.
Oh.
I got a guy coming out and doing the video.
That looks like a cluster of
Yeah,
mess there. Right?
it's a mess.
That's why I said I don't want to go out there.
It's more of a single guy thing.
It's just too much.
There was 50 boobs, 100 boobs I got to see last year.
But everybody acts like it's the first time they see him when everybody
I
goes to
know.
Sturgis. And then there's like,
And everybody's holding their freaking phones up. Like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, right. So you can't
And it's
say
like,
anything.
yeah.
you know
Can't see
what?
nothing.
I'm guilty of not taking enough pictures. When I'm riding around, I
Yeah,
see it.
I
I
know.
take a couple, but that's all.
Which
I
it is, and like I say, we put it on there. It's like,
Rider X on there.
Oh, we're going to see Pop Evil on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to Buffalo Chip Friday.
Yes, Pop Evil.
let's see who's on here. We're not doing
It's too much.
We only got 44 people on, so it's not a lot.
Well, we're not on.
Yeah, people are at work.
We're here. Yeah, yeah. That's why we went there, because of you guys.
Campbell, other people, I don't know.
A bunch of people are normally on.
Right.
Yeah, which is true.
Luckily, it's true.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of comments on there. Yes, but nobody ever shows up. We have like 3 or 4 people show up. Well, because it's what happened with the meet and greet. Everybody goes different time. Some people come, a lot of people are bad. I like to come to the yeah, we get to the rally. Used to not start till Saturday. Saturday to Saturday. We would get 3 days to get here. Or 5. Got here on Thursday. Friday and Saturday here. Stuff. I don't see that. I did. I would say, I know why I left over. Riding around and stuff. They're not here. They're just coming in today.
To see Mount Rushmore. And I said, well, I don't know what else we're gonna do while we're out there. But I said, well, let's
Could you
go this year.
imagine? And now we're here for 2 weeks.
She wrote her vacation on the thing. I'm like, that's rally week. We gotta find out where we're gonna stay. Somebody canceled our campground. Canceled it. We got the spot. People came up to us. They can't believe we got this spot. I'm like,
Well, see, it ended up being there's so many people that wanted to cancel because of the gas, and everybody's
Yeah.
scared of the
but
gas.
it's going in Iowa, Illinois. We paid $3.66 a gallon.
I know, actually, when we came across the state, which was actually a shock for Illinois, because Illinois, we lived there before, is with all their taxes, we always called them Junior California. And what we thought it was going to be, it was actually cheaper than Indiana was.
Yeah, they were the cheapest.
And then South Dakota was the most expensive next to New York. But the only thing was that Indiana charged me $50 freaking to go down the toll road. Ohio was only 25.
We were having that problem.
And the road was the roughest ass road I've ever rode on. It's an interstate. That's what she kept saying. How can they charge you to ride on an interstate?
That's the problem. The roads here are nice.
Yeah.
Like Jersey and New York.
Oh, Laconia's like that. When you did find a few curvy roads, you bounced off the side of the road. And I was thinking, oh, it's the snow. Snow's here too.
Snow's here a lot more here.
Exactly.
Now I know it probably snows more up there.
I don't know.
But
The roads were here. They should do it.
well, I noticed that in New York. I couldn't believe it. Every one of the bridges they're replacing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't they know how to paint them?
We're trailer. We're going to cars. It's like.
Oh, yeah.
But bikes go. We only had the front. We did have the back strap down, but the tires shift, and then I can't roll them up like I want. But yeah, which yeah.
So keep up the great work.
All right. Thank you.
Nemo, would you?
Nomad Pilot's here.
My bike.
He just went this way. I don't know where he went to. Go back. I just saw him.
We have a tough time.
So you still got a little bit of ways.
Yeah, I still got. But are you going to go to the meetup in Sturgis?
Wrote a book, I guess, or something. And hey, Bob.
We sat down one day. We must have spent about 2.5 hours talking to him. He's got some stories.
Yeah.
And for a guy that really kind of lives off the land, that works here and there, he really knows a lot about what's going on in the world. And well, I know a lot about rallies, but one thing, the funny thing with him is he says he gets all these guys that say, "I want to do what you do," and then he's like, "I've never had one last more than 30 minutes," because he says most time I'm sitting around doing nothing. Because but I guess people think he's out riding all the time. Well, he's not. He goes someplace and he stays because it costs money to ride your bike. So it's like they think he's got this fantasy that I guess he's on the road all the time and carefree and all
hotels
that.
and food.
Yeah, and doesn't realize that no, he gets a camping spot. He might be there for a couple of weeks, and he might work a day or two here, or a day or two. Because that's what he said here. Usually there's a leather store. He said that he'll work the last 2 days here to get the money to go to the next place. So he has one year he said he came here and he cleaned windows for a couple $100 for 2 days.
He's worked hard over his life. He's changed tires.
Oh, yeah.
He's been riding.
Oh, yeah. And he's interesting. We met him down in Daytona the first time. He didn't talk too much, but we met him. In fact, the first week we got here, he had just gotten in town. And we were at the Pizza Corral.
I was following you when you first got here.
Really?
Almost a month ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. We got here June 28th. Yeah, long time.
So are you tired?
Am I tired?
We tired.
Well, yes. Well, what ended up happening with us is Pam's got a lot of issues. She's had fibromyalgia for about 25 years. We dealt with that. They thought she was nuts for a long time. There was no such thing as fibromyalgia. It was a syndrome. So
that's sad.
So they doped her all up, and she
Doctors.
didn't like it. She forgot who we were. She forgot how to get home, all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we started traveling, trying to find specialists that would help her. We actually found one in California. But everything she did always helped for a while, and then it would come right back. Well, so that was part of it. About 10 years ago, she got hit on the highway in California.
On her own
and
bike?
She should have been, should have been dead.
Wow.
She should have been ran over by cars. 5 o'clock on the busiest highway in LA.
405
So
probably, right?
no, it was the 91 going into
91.
Corona. And so which the cop said that one stretch right there, it's where the toll lane comes out. The fast track comes out in there. There's more motorcycles there in California hit there than anywhere else in all of California. But now they got the little plastic things up to try to stop people. But that's what happened. A car came out, hit her with their rear tire on there. It was either a BMW or Mercedes, black, had paper tags, never stopped. And then people stayed on the side of the road. I was already home from work. And that was my scariest call. Guy called me up and said, "I'm with your wife." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
You know,
In the
and
hospital.
yeah.
In the
So
emergency room,
it ended up
ER.
all it did really was actually she had a helmet on, which was the best thing
But your
because
heart just dropped.
she had both sides of her helmet were skinned down to the white. She had scrubs on with just a light jacket, tennis shoes, and scrub pants. Well, of course, they had to cut all of her clothes off on the highway. She wasn't real happy about that. But she shattered her collarbone, and she broke 4 ribs.
She looks like she's doing really well.
Well, you'll see. If she sits too long, stands too long, walks too long,
Yeah,
that's when
that's
she
how
has
I am,
issues.
too.
So
I
what?
got run over by a state police.
So what ended up happening with her is she just couldn't work very much. Come home and just told me, I can't do this. Well, in California, you automatically can get 1 year of good state. So I said, just go ahead, go out and Dr. White shop. And let's see how you do. After that year, she thought if she rested more, she'd be better. Which wasn't.
Most common
Yeah.
resting that helps you out.
So
Rehab.
it ended up being that she'd get worse and worse. They said eventually she'd get. So now what happens?
Have fun.
What happens now is she hasn't done anything, but she's felt something. And now she's got that's why she's getting her bike. She was afraid she'd stop at a stoplight. We can really only drive about 75 to 100 miles. Well, you watch the live, you'll see her moving. That's tough for her to sit.
You take care of your baby.
So that's what it is. She's on disability, luckily she paid for insurance. And then after that, she lived in an Arizona house. I was still working in California, and I would see each other for 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, she'd come here. So I finally just said, life's too short. My best friend that I had in 3rd grade got hit in 3 months ago, died.
So a short diagnosis for him.
They catch him. So like I said, life is short.
Really is.
You don't want to work your whole life. Money's not everything.
So we have to work that long to stay that year.
And what's sad now is the way the world has changed. Young generation, and so nobody has anything.
I know. I've been doing a lot of demos this week, Bob, here in Hill City.
We're hoping, what I wanted to do is do some of the Harley ride. I want to take a Pan American. Hill City.
I heard that today that's.
So I want to do that. And I wanted to try to take an Indian out. I talked to the dealer. I wanted to take an Indian out and actually take it out on the windy road to the outside.
Right.
It just seems like, well, they said the Indian way to things
Oh, they let you down?
Indians got demo. Indians got one at their dealership across the street. BMW's here, Yamaha's here.
Vanderhall. I did a Vanderhall.
We've done one of those. They're
One though.
They're Triumph. January, I'm gonna go there right now. Awesome. And but it's kind of neat just to try different things. Same here.
Just struck your channel not long ago, and man, you got some great content.
We appreciate that. Yep. Yep. We did a couple years ago. We collected a bunch of stuff like that. We raffled. We let people. We did a drawing on it. Well, it cost me more for the postage to send all the stuff out than it cost me to buy the stuff. So then this year we collected all. We were going to do the same thing, and we're like, why don't we see if we can get everybody to come to the meet and greet, and we'll just let everybody take it home. And that'll save us that way too. We know the subscribers actually got it. You never know on YouTube when somebody, it could have came on just for the giveaway.
Right.
So you're staying here at Kathmandu?
Yeah, we're over there on the other side. So we've been here 4 times over the 12 years we've been coming out here. Next year, we're probably going to be at the Buffalo Chick. We won't know that till the Monday after the rally. We're going to sit down with them.
Came from Hog Heaven out here today. So, well, We took a ride into Sundance, Wyoming, to visit one of our friends, and couldn't miss this meet and greet. So
Appreciate that.
off we went.
Yeah, pretty neat. How do you like it at Hog Heaven?
I really like it. This
But
is our
see, there-
second time there.
We tried
I'll
to,
probably stay there.
the girl that runs and manages
Always.
it. We went out there last year ahead of time. She said, "Oh, I'm just a mess. Everything,
Yeah.
you know, they lost all the keys to the buildings." She said, let you guys come back." So we came back like 3 or 4 days later. She goes, "Oh, just give me your phone number and I'll call you back." Never heard from her.
Yep.
Well, I'm one of these guys that after I do it a couple times and that's it. It's free. You know, you people don't realize, and then they don't realize the power we have. And the difference is our group is 55 to 75 is the majority of the guys that watch my channel and girls.
Right in there, right?
And but what's different
Bingo,
is,
you got it. Yeah.
well, what's different is we've got money. These young kids that are riding around on these bikes that are 20, 30 years old, they either got a family, they're single, and they got a life to, you know, for them to
I was
spend.
the same way.
Yeah, so was I. I would have never been able to afford a golf cart.
Right,
I would have never even thought about it, even looked at one to buy,
Right.
let alone buy one.
Right.
So it is when you get a little more older, you get a little more responsible. You think, you know, so in turn, that's what happens. I don't know if they're here or not, but they went to Rick Rack, bought the new digital gauges. That's $1,500. Bought a new sound system for $1,500, $1,000 radio, and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And why they bought it from them? Because I talked about it and I recommended them as a dealer. So he bought us a steak dinner the other night for doing that.
Look, your channel has power.
And which it does. And we do have a couple big sponsors looking at us. And I'd rather have that just for the fact that, you know, it's like I told somebody that if I had Vance and Hines sponsor us, well, I can't talk about any other exhaust other than Vance and Hines.
Yeah, exclusive. They're
You know,
very good.
yeah. You know, if I talked about Harley Davidson, I couldn't talk about Indians. I couldn't talk about a Yamaha. I couldn't talk about any other bike.
Right.
So that's the problem when you look at sponsors, and sometimes sponsors tell you what you can talk about and what you can't. Even though, like right here, we could have said, "Holy crap," and they get mad because we said that. Like Adam Sandoval, he was with Harley. So was the Million Mile guy. He was with Harley. Both of them got fired from Harley for things that they did, and things that they said.
Simple fall from grace.
Yeah. So it's one of them things that it's not worth the money to have to do. But somebody else said they appreciate that I if it's black, it's black. If it's white, it's white. I'm going to tell you the way it is, and it's my opinion, of course, but I'm not going to lie to you. And there's so many of these guys out here that are pushing products that I just feel sorry for really the younger class, because some of these guys are probably influencing them and they're selling junk. And it's like, well, yeah, buy this. Well, yeah, the company's paying them to tell them. I always say we drive Ford products. So Ford said right now, I'll give you a 1-ton truck, pull your trailer, we'll pay for the gas, everything. And as soon as I tell you, you know, somebody will say, what's the worst thing you hate about a Ford? It rides like a freaking log wagon. Other than that, Ford's great. They would call me the next day and say, you need to drop that Ford off at the dealership.
Right.
Because I shouldn't say that.
Right.
But it's being honest.
It's an honest review, but it's not a technical review. It's just
It's just which it is.
All trucks
you can
ride
ride.
number wagon.
Well, you can ride a
Being honest.
GMC, a Ford. Since Ford lightened up,
I have a Ford too, and they're right.
since the Fords went to the aluminum bodies,
Yep.
they put all the weight into the frames to make them stronger, which makes them more rigid, which gives it the harder ride. So mine's
Okay.
a 4-wheel drive, 3/4 ton, so that's why it doesn't ride much better than my old Jeep used to ride.
Honda Goldwings are aluminum frames, I believe,
Yeah.
years ago.
And it just depends on which it is. I've had GMCs, but what's funny is I have, what do I got? 3, 4, 5 vehicles, and they're all Fords.
Yep.
And they weren't that way. I didn't plan it that way. Only thing I've never owned is a foreign car. Closest thing I had was a love truck. It was a Zusa under skin, but I bought it from Chevy. Other than that,
Hey, we were talking about campgrounds before. And before I forget, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks, but you mentioned a campground possibly in Sturgis that might not be here next year.
I don't want to say who that is.
Huh?
I don't want to say who that is.
That's fine. I didn't know if you knew any more, or
No.
after the rally. You
We'll
might
know
say
more
something.
there if they're able to pay their bills.
Yeah.
What happens with a lot of these campgrounds is
They have a manager that comes in and
they feel sorry. It's like here, gas is higher. It could be $12 a gallon next year. So you'd look back, if you say you stayed home this year, you'd look back and go, son of a bitch, I should have went.
I should have went.
Just get out and vote come November. That's all.
That's
I
right.
have to say.
But the idea is live your life today. Don't worry about what tomorrow is. If this is your vacation, maybe, You know, I love Sturgis. Sturgis was our vacation every 2 weeks. That's what we took off and we came to Sturgis. You know, we did some weekend trips, but if gas would have been a little higher, we'd still been at home with the kids. I'd have gone to Sturgis. Maybe some of those little weekend trips I might not have done.
Right.
Maybe we would go out every Friday or Saturday night. We'd stay home. That way I could justify coming to Sturgis. You know, it's like I tell people, you can come here and not spend any money. You go right out there where Scotty's staying at, free camping. You can go buy you some peanut butter and jelly at Walmart, buy you a loaf of bread. You could buy you a 12-pack of beer, get you a styrofoam cooler, and you can have a good time out here. Buy a couple tanks of gas, less than $500, unless you live in California or someplace you got to drive all the way over here. But I mean, you should be.
Where are you coming out of? I mean, where do you stay? Your home base?
Home base now is in Arizona. We're over by the Colorado River.
Laughlin? Or?
Yeah, right across the river. So we're originally from Illinois, Missouri. We lived in Illinois most of our life. Lived in Missouri for about 15 years. Lived in California for 20 years, and then now we're in Arizona.
He likes Budweiser.
But she likes Budweiser. I drink. We like the brewery.
Yeah.
You never have good tasting beer.
You want to be Bob?
Hometown.
My wife.
Hi.
You did water, Bob?
No, I got an iced tea.
It's my wife, Tess.
Sorry.
Hi. Hello. You're famous now.
Yes,
You're on YouTube. You got any grandkids? Let them know.
Oh, okay.
When I started
we
my
got bunches.
when I started my YouTube channel, our oldest son now, his grandson's 16, but at the time he's 3 years ago. So they're all like, "Oh yeah, your grandparents started a YouTube channel. That's cool." That's about all he said. Well, then when we hit 100 subscribers, they were like, "Oh, your grandparents are pretty neat. They got 100 because they all got YouTube channels. They go playing games or whatever they do." Well, then when we hit like 10,000, 15,000, they're like, "Wow, your grandparents are really cool. They got a big channel."
Yes.
And it's like, it's a lot of fun.
His home base is Laughlin, near
Yeah.
Laughlin, Arizona.
Yep. Yep. So are you guys out of?
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay.
But we're actually both from California originally.
Where'd you live in California at?
Torrance.
Torrance, okay. I used to work for SoCal Gas. That was my job. I was a gas technician. Went around, turned people's gas off, turned it back on, found leaks, all that. And that was a good job. That's what got me to retire. And but yeah, we lived there. We love California. Just the politics and the craziness. And I love riding there. It's a beautiful country. So I tell people, where can you go that you can have? That's what I said. We lived in Orange County. Where can you go surfing at 5 in.? And by 1 PM, you could be snow skiing. Nowhere in the world could you do that.
That's right.
And,
we found that out too.
And people used to always say, "Don't you miss the snow?" And in Orange County where we live, we could look out our back window and see the snow in the mountains. I said, "We can see it.
Yep.
That's good enough.
Yep.
It's 80 here.
Yep.
It's snow in the mountains." Heck, we've had snow before out there till like August. You know, it stayed out there. People are still skiing on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we run into a lot of
I
that.
was always a beach girl. I never went to the mountains.
Well, that was the funny thing in California too. How many people live there all their whole life, never been to the beach? Now we love the beach. That's when we first moved there. We went to Santa Onofre.
That's something I miss
every
about
weekend.
California is the beach.
Every weekend we were down there in Santa Onofre, sitting out on the beach, and I'm a people watcher. I love to go to Venice Beach too. You want to see crazy people?
We're getting the shade test here.
Yeah,
You look hot.
it's a pretty warm, pretty warm. There, do your talking.
Are you done?
I'm pretty much done.
All right.
All of our stuff.
But I'm trying. I gotta give some more way. Which way we going? This way? I gotta see. There's Brian. He won the passes to the Buffalo Chip.
Having a great time. Yeah. First time out here, and couldn't ask for anything more. Yeah. Oh, you bet. I wouldn't miss it. Looking forward to doing some rides with you guys and that. Wednesday. Oh. Yeah.
So I see Michael Campbell on. He didn't get to come out. His brother ended up getting COVID. They were going to do a brother's trip out here, and he went to go pick him up, and He was under the weather, so they didn't end up getting to come out here. So we're missing Michael. Maybe next year we'll be able to meet with you guys up here and have a beer with you or water. Kind of hot for beer. That's not gonna quench your thirst, I don't think. I don't know. So we got some stickers here too. You guys anybody want any stickers? We got some Bating stickers, some Bob and Tams. Bob didn't like these, that's why we went with the circle ones. So we're giving those away. If anybody wants any of those, they're not here to get them. So I don't know what to tell you. We'll have to give them to you out on the road when we run into you guys.
You gotta go to work?
Yep. He gave me the microphone. So
It looks like a little.
yep. They call it a dead cat. It's a wind mic.
Yeah,
That's what they
it looks like it would be like a little fuzzy.
I know. Like one of those things on what was the TV show Star Trek? Those weebles or wobbles.
Right. Yeah, that's
One of those things. Yep. Alrighty. Well, I guess I should walk around since I got the camera. If I can get up. I've been sitting too long. There we go. I'm up. I made it. You guys having a good time?
Oh, we're having a blast.
So
I love you, Cam. I love you so much.
I was going to get one of those.
Were you?
Hey, good.
You can get one of these, Cam, or one of these, Cam?
Well, she has those. She's got those.
She got those naturally. Yes, I might keep mine naturally.
I am having a good time. How are you? All right, I'd like to say hi to Clips and Daggers.
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
I love the tie-dye. Picture at it. Then we got Santa Claus here. Mr. Chris. Yes, here he is. In person.
They have bikers too.
You don't have Ryder Rex on there. He's probably.
No, I don't know. Let me see if he's on here.
You couldn't make it out, huh?
Ryder X, I want to know if you're on.
He knows who we are. Well, no, Neil can't be on here because he's here, right?
He wanted to be here. There's Charlie from New Hampshire.
Hey, Charlie.
We didn't make it out to the Buffalo Chip yet to find your boyfriend, but we're working on it.
You know what I mean?
Dawn, we're missing you. You're supposed to be out here too.
I thought she was coming
I
out.
thought she was supposed to.
Things happen.
Yeah, stuff happens. Just phones.
Gas is going down. So
I
a little bit. Oh, right now.
Right.
But it's a Monday. I keep forgetting it's Monday.
Must have died.
What is that?
It's the hot spot.
Oh. Reception?
It still looks like it's a place.
You know what's funny? There's more flies here than
Yeah, we're in
Deadwood.
Deadwood.
We don't have any flies.
We were going to bring an electric fly swatter out.
Get it.
Fireworks up
Hey, Jim. Tell everybody goodbye.
Is it still on?
Yeah, still on.
I guess just tell them goodbye then.
All right, so we're gonna let everybody go right now for our meet and greet. We thank everybody that's out here. We're sorry you couldn't make it. Hopefully we'll get to see you guys all down the road somewhere, or maybe at our next meet and greet. So we had more than 3 people. How about that? So thanks for coming along today. subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share it with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.